say I talk too much about the pain, that I should let it walk. But they never walked the miles I walked through the cold and lonely snow. I see a tired man in the mirror, with old storms in his eyes, a heart that learned to keep on breathing when nobody heard the cries. They remember all my failures, they repeat the worst of me, but they never ask what broke my heart or what I had to be. I worked through fever and hunger, through the rain and bitter cold, 6 long miles just to make it, with no hand there to hold. I never asked for pity, I never begged applause, I only wish somebody knew the truth behind my scars. There's another side of me that rumors never see, a road of dust and sacrifice, a man down on his knees. There's another side of me, and God knows every part. When the world condemns my story, Jesus guards my heart. I was rejected at one doorway for words I couldn't say, but mercy opened up another and carried me away. 22 years of service are written in my bones, but sacrifice gets quiet when the crowd has thrown its stones. Some people had it easy, then told me how to stand, while I was fighting battles they could never understand. And when the ones I loved the most turned their hearts away, I still prayed God would heal them in His own time and way. There's another side of me that rumors never see, a road of dust and sacrifice, a man down on his knees. There's another side of me, and God knows every part. When the world condemns my story, Jesus guards my heart. Lord, keep hate from taking over, keep my soul from turning cold. Teach me how to keep forgiving what I still struggle to hold. If my hands are weak and trembling, if my road is almost gone, let my faith keep singing softly, you have carried me this long. There's another side of me, written deeper than their lies, seen by the one who counts my tears and lifts my weary eyes. There's another side of me, and I'm still standing here with Christ beside my broken road. I will not disappear. They may never know my story, they may never feel my scars, but God knows the other side of me, and He still holds my heart. I see scars in the mirror, and they quietly speak of a boy who learned sorrow before he learned peace. I was young when the hurting first entered my name, when love felt uncertain and kindness felt strange. There were rooms full of voices, but I still felt alone, like a child in the shadows, trying to make it back home. I have carried old questions through the years of my life, through friendship and family, through love and goodbye. And now in my 60s, with my hands growing tired, I still search through the ashes for the boy in the fire, scars in the mirror, grace in my eyes. I've lived through the sorrow, but mercy survived. I don't know the reason, I don't know the way, but the God who has known me has loved me each day. Scars in the mirror, tears I can't hide, but the God who has known me has walked by my side. There were friends who betrayed me, there were backs turned away, there were promises broken that still ache today. There were loves that deceived me, there were doors that were closed, there were people who judged me by the pain they never chose. I have failed you, Lord Jesus, more times than I know. I have wandered through valleys where I should never go. But even when I was unfaithful, you were faithful to me, with a love older than mountains, older than sea. Scars in the mirror, years on my face, wounds I remember, covered by grace. I don't understand why the road was so hard, but your mercy stayed near me and never left my heart. Scars in the mirror, tears I can't hide, but the God who has known me has walked by my side. Before I was formed, you already knew me. Before the world stood, your mercy pursued me. Before I could run, before I could fall, you had written my name in the depth of your call. So I bring you the questions I still cannot explain, and I lay down the anger, the sorrow, the shame. If my story was broken, you still held the pen, and the child who was wounded is still yours in the end. Scars in the mirror, they don't own my soul. They are marks of a journey your hands still hold. I don't understand every tear, every night, but your love never left me, not once in the fight. Scars in the mirror, but grace in my eyes. I was chosen in mercy before the sunrise. I see scars in the mirror, but I'm not alone.
The God who has kept me will keep me evermore.
They saw the dust on my boots, but not the road I crossed. They counted every failure, but never weighed the cost. There's a long road behind me with names I don't repeat. Cold morning in my memory, hard miles beneath my feet. Some folks speak from comfort, from tables full and warm, but they never walked beside me through hunger, rain, and storm. They say I talk too often about the pain I carried through, but silence never healed a wound that nobody ever knew. I kept walking through the winter with my heart bent low in prayer, and when no one else would listen, I found Jesus waiting there. God knows the dust on my boots, God knows the weight on my soul, God knows the roads that broke me and the mercy that made me whole. Let the world believe the rumors, let them bury half the truth. They don't know the miles behind me, but God knows the dust on my boots. I have trusted empty promises, I have paid for love with tears. I have watched my dreams grow distant through the passing of the years. There were friends who turned against me, there were hearts that walked away. There were doors I kept on knocking that would not open that day. I have failed the Lord I love more times than I can say, but even when I wandered, His mercy did not stray. Before I knew the sorrow, before I knew the fight, He had already known me and held me in His sight. God knows the dust on my boots, God knows the road I walked, God heard the prayers I whispered when no one cared to talk. They may judge the man they see, but they don't know my roots. They don't know the miles behind me, but God knows the dust on my boots. I ain't asking for a crown, I ain't asking them to see every scar beneath my silence, every ward inside of me. But if my name is misunderstood, if my story stays unknown, Christ has walked this road beside me, and I have never been alone. God knows the dust on my boots, God knows the tears I hide, God knows the boy I used to be, still hurting deep inside. They may judge the man they see, but grace has told the truth. I survived the road behind me, and God knows the dust on my boots. When my steps begin to vanish and my voice is almost gone, God will know the road I traveled,